Hey everyone, welcome back to Activism Uncensored. Just wanted to let everybody know that the situation going on in Libya hasn't passed us by, even though we've been doing videos about other events that have been going on recently. This situation has been ongoing and it's obviously devastating. We're going to take a look at some pictures and hear a couple of interviews that have been going around the press. But as you can see there, it's now feared over 20,000 people could have been killed in the floods in Libya. This is caused by Storm Daniel, of course, which has wreaked havoc in other countries. One thing that's made things particularly bad in these areas of Libya is that some dams have collapsed. There's also been a lot of controversy, over how many lives could have been saved if they'd have taken action sooner, if they'd have evacuated and given early warnings, that sort of thing. So we're going to take a look at a few clips here from BBC News. This is some of the scenes from the last couple of days.
These are the latest pictures out of one of the worst hit cities. We've been focusing a lot on Derna. This is Derna, you can see it's in the east of the country. It's been very, very difficult for us to get accurate figures from Derna of the amount of people who have lost their lives there, because you can see from these drone pictures the scale of the devastation in that city. But we have had an interview with the mayor of Derna, and he has said as many as 20,000 people may have been killed there. Several of the city's districts were destroyed. It all happened when 2 dams burst on Sunday, and when that happened, this huge surge of water was released from the dams. And look at these pictures here. Entire neighbourhoods were completely flooded and submerged when those 2 dams collapsed.
As you can see there, devastation as far as the eye can see. Even the presenter there being taken aback by these pictures and revelations of the sheer force, the sheer power of nature. They've had up to half a year's worth of rain within just a day or two. That's what we're looking at here. And 20,000 people, some of those were swept away as they slept, and their lives ruined, the family lives, completely lost, devastated. I'm almost struggling to find the words. I only just skimmed over these pictures before I started to make the recording, and I'm probably still in physical shock of the sheer scale of this. And this is a future that we could all face unless we, take action against climate change. It's happening now. This may be half the way around the world, but it's a situation that's going to affect everybody. So please do all that you can to help. I'm going to show a couple of clips of calls out for aid and things like that in a moment, but whatever you can do to contribute to the causes to help the people on the ground who are suffering in Libya. We're going to see a little bit more about the aftermath after I just touch on what I mentioned at the start of the vid about this controversy over the inaction of the government. I won't go into the politics and the political situation in Libya. That's been ongoing in quite a hotbed for quite a few years now. Suffice to say that instead of arguing with each other, people who have political opinions do need to come together and take action against climate change. So who knows how many lives out of those 20,000 or more could have been saved if there'd been an evacuation notice, or if there had at least been significant warnings. Let's see this interview.
It has been an enormous shock, and I don't want to point the blame at anyone or create controversy. Even if all measures had been taken, there would have been losses, massive losses. While the overwhelming majority of victims will be Libyans, others were caught up in the disaster. 74 Egyptians, all from the same town, were swept out to sea. I've lost 4 members of my family, Hassan says. My son called his brother last Thursday for the last time, telling him that he will get clothes for the children. Oh, my dear son, he finishes.
Wow, that's incredible. You can't imagine what that must be like to have lost so much in such a short amount of time. People's entire lives have been taken away from them in just a day or even a few moments. And you can see some of the aid workers on the way in to try and rescue, but it's been pointed out in other clips that I've seen that despite how overwhelming these clips might be, it's really hard to sum up just how bad it is. They're saying that even these kind of clips don't do justice to the amount of devastation that's actually happened, and I can only agree with that. We can only get a sense of that through our TV screens. Let's have a look at some of the aftermath from another channel. This is KN News. Storm Daniel.
Of severe floods. Hundreds of people are missing. 7 Libyan army soldiers went missing during rescue efforts. The country declared 3 days of national mourning. Let us remind you that last week's storm Daniel affected Greece, Turkey and Bulgaria.
Yeah, the narrator there just reminding people that the storm also affected Greece, Turkey and Bulgaria, so on top of those 20,000 lives from Libya tragically lost, the true death toll for this may not ever even finally be known. When you start to reach these kind of figures, so many people and end up missing. Some of them luckily do turn up, but in a lot of cases they don't. So let's just take a further look at the aftermath and the utter carnage left behind on the ground. I mean, it really takes something when a massive force of nature can sweep cars away like they were nothing, even destroy entire roads in a matter of minutes. And this is the future, like I said, that a lot of us could face if we don't take action on climate change. So that's the situation in Libya. Like I said, it hadn't passed us by. Just wanted to say something about that and encourage you to donate to any of the humanitarian causes that are going to Libya to try and help survivors from this awful disaster. And also we'll try and keep our eye on this situation. We might be posting more videos on that as well. So thanks for listening, and take care everyone. We'll see you soon.